Okay, so we're just continuing on from where we were. This time we have the diameter of an oxygen atom is 0.00000029 centimetres. So really small. When we start looking at things in chemistry, when we're looking under a microscope, we're looking at really small things. So this is why we need to be able to write these things in scientific notation. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to write the whole decimal down. Then with our red pen, we're going to put the red point, the decimal point, after the first digit that's not a 0. So here's all zeros. There's the first digit that's not a 0, the 2. So put the decimal point with your red pen after that. Then with your red pen, jump it back to where it started, all the way back here. So we're going to write down the decimal, 2.9 that we created. They're going to write times 10. And then just look at your jumps. We've jumped 7 places to the left. So we're going to put negative for jumping to the left and 7 places. Don't forget to write your units, centimetres on the end. Okay, the next part of this lesson is going to be going the other direction. So we're going to start with scientific notation and we're going to take it back to a number. So it's actually easier than the other way. So we are going to copy down the decimal that they've given you. Then we're just going to look at the power and jump the direction they tell you and the number of places. So let's have a look at the first one. We have 6 times 10 to the 5. What that means is the 6 is a whole number. We have a decimal point at the end. You need to know where that decimal point is. So it's at the end here. So we're going to copy down the 6 point, just the decimal. And this tells us we're going to jump 5 places to the right because that's a positive there if there's no sign. So we're going to be jumping to the right 5 places. So off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the right. All those things that we're jumping over where there's no number, they all become a 0. So now the decimal point has gone all the way to the end here. That's where it is now. So we're going to write down what we have, and we're looking at the red decimal point. So we have the number 600,000. There's your decimal point at the end. That's your answer. Okay, let's look at the next one. We have 3.14 times 10 to the power of 0. Copy down the decimal here, 3.14. This tells you, the 0 at the top of the power, tells you that we are going to jump the decimal point. No places, we're not going anywhere. So that means if we're not going to go anywhere, that's your answer, 3.14. In the next one, we have 3.02 times 10 to the power of minus 8. We copy down the decimal, 3.02. Now when you're doing this in your workbook, you're in columns. It's best if you write that decimal in the middle of your column, because you don't know if you're moving left or right, unless you want to look ahead and see which way you're going, which is what I kind of did. So I've written the 3.02 here. This is telling me that I am jumping left, because of the negative, 8 places. So off we go, 8 places to the left, and we end up over here with our red decimal point. Remember I said to fill in all these blanks with zeros? So now our answer is 0.1234567 because that decimal point moved over here. That's our answer. If you want to put another 0 in front of that point, you can. I don't bother, as long as you've got that decimal point really obvious. Don't just make it like a dot on the page. Make sure it's obvious. Okay. Next one. We have 8.03 times 10 to the minus 1. So we're looking up here. Firstly, copy down your decimal, 8.03. This tells you you're jumping left because of the negative sign, 1 place. So off we go. Left, 1 place. So the decimal point is moving into here. So our answer will be 0.803. That's it. Okay, so the next question. We're looking at two numbers, a pair of numbers, and we have to tell them which one is the larger one. So you have to have a little bit of an idea of what we've done so far to understand this. But we've got the numbers here. We have 9.3 times 10 to the 9, and the other number is 7.6 times 10 to the 9. Now, you can see they both have times 10 to the 9 on them. So you can ignore that part. So really we're just looking at 9.3 and 7.6. Which one's bigger? That one's bigger. So this is the bigger one, 9.3 times 10 to the 9. In the next question we have 3.04 times 10 to the 0, and the other number, 3.04 times 10 to the minus 4. Well, they both have the 3.04. So I've underlined that. We don't need to look at that. They've both got that. So we're looking at the 10 to the 0 and 10 to the minus 4. Now you've got to understand what we've been doing to really get this bit. So remember that the 0 means the decimal point doesn't move anywhere. But this means that this decimal point would move, they're jumping left 4 places. So you can imagine if we go jumping to the left 4 places, I'm not going to write it all down, but the decimal point comes over here. It's going to be a really small decimal, 0.0000, no, not even that, 0.000304. That's a small number, whereas this didn't go anywhere. So this one's the bigger one. Okay, the next one, we have 2 times 10 to the power of minus 15 and 2 times 10 to the power of minus 17. They both have a 2 in them, so you can ignore that part, and let's just look at the other bit. This is 10 to the minus 15, and this is 10 to the minus 17. This is telling you we're going to jump left 15 places. And this one is telling you that you're going to go jump left 17 places. So you can imagine if you're going to take your decimal point and go jumping 15 places to the left, or you jump 17 places to the left, the one where you jump 17 places to the left is going to be smaller because you're going to have a point and then a couple more decimal places in it. So if we jump all the way 17 places to the left, that's going to be really small, that number. This is a bit bigger, so this is our answer. Some of you will find this part a little bit harder. Okay, so if you're struggling in this class and you're one of the people towards the bottom, you probably will struggle with this. Don't panic too much, but at least give it a go when you get to the homework. Okay? Alright, next one. We're going to write this one in ascending order and the other one in descending order. Ascending order means we're getting bigger. We're going up higher. So we're going to start with the small numbers and get to the bigger numbers. So here's our numbers, 2.2 times 10 to the minus 4, 5.8 times 10 to the minus 6, and 7 times 10 to the minus 4. Some of you are going to do this better than others, but hopefully you'll be able to see that we're actually just looking mainly at these. Okay, so this is jumping 4 places to the left, jumping 6 places to the left, jumping 4 places to the left. So the smallest one is the one that's going to go 6 places to the left. So we know that this is going to be the smallest. Then both of these are jumping 4 places to the left. So they're both going to jump the same number of places, but we then have to look at which one of these is smaller. 2.2 is smaller than 7, so that's going to come next, and this one's going to be our largest. Okay, so if we then write them in order, we have 5.8 times 10 to the minus 6, 2.2 times 10 to the minus 4, 7 times 10 to the minus 4. There they are in order. And the last question, we're running in descending order. So we want to start with the biggest one and go down to the smallest one. So again, we're looking at these. Okay, so we're starting with the biggest one. Well, there's only one of these that's taking us to the right, and it's this one. Okay, so we're jumping right 2 places. The other 2 are jumping to the left, so they're going to be small numbers. So our biggest one is the one where we're jumping to the right. So this is going to be our biggest. So we'll write that down first. Now the other 2, we've just got to look at how many jumps they're making. This one up here, we're jumping left 9 places. And this one down here, we're jumping left 4 places. So you can imagine if we only jump 4 places to the left, that's going to be our next biggest number. So we're going to write that one down next. And the one where we jump 9 places to the left, that makes it a really small number. So that's one's going to be our last one. So that's putting it in descending order. That's our biggest, that's our next biggest, and that's our smallest. And I hope you understand that. But as I said, these questions here from 2, 3 and 4 all require a little bit more of a higher level of thinking. So if you understand them, that's fantastic. If you don't, I really want you to understand everything we did up to here. Alright, so there's no excuses for anyone not being able to do this. You are in the top 5.2 class. Everyone should be able to do up to here, no problems. And I would expect that maybe the top 10 in this class should definitely be able to do these as well. Okay, so good luck with your homework, and I want everybody doing all the notes and examples and all the homework. Alright, don't give me other stuff, I'm looking at it.